I'm Captain Sandy Stover with the 70th Mobile Public Affairs Detachment. I'll be your host for this episode of MOGuard TV, in which we focus on the training, competitions, and community events of our soldiers and airmen. For our top story, Guardsmen are put to the test during the Missouri National Guard's Air Assault School. Later on, a special task force conducts its annual training exercise. And after that, you'll find out who earned the title of Best Warrior. Some Missouri National Guard soldiers recently convened at Camp Crowder for some tough training and a chance to earn the coveted Air Assault badge. Sergeant Mark Owen on the scene.
Thank you. I'm Army Sergeant Mark Owen with the 70th Mobile Public Affairs Detachment. I'm in Southwest Missouri, and I'm going to speak with cadre and students at an elite school that the Missouri National Guard offers here at Camp Crowder, Missouri.
I know what to expect for the most part, and just everything's really has to be done a certain way.
You get up in the morning doing PT.
We have our 12-mile ruck march. We're going to do rappelling and hopefully get to rappel out of a Black Hawk.
Kevlar on? Why would you want to have Kevlar on?
Kind of had an idea that we were going to expect to do a lot of push-ups, front leaning rest position, lots of running, lots and lots of running.
Turn around, you got the classes all day. After that, commandant's time. After commandant's time, you're studying after that.
That's so much attention to very small details. It was a lot of equipment and information I've never looked at before, that I've never had hands-on experience before.
It's a lot of studying. This is harder than college. I've been to college.
Do you understand? Yes, sir. Go.
And after that, you don't get to bed probably 11, 12 o'clock, if that.
Lock-ins, you tell you to lock in, right?
It's always great to be able to provide good training for our soldiers and challenges for them.
You guys see that? See how it works?
We are the only mobile training team that travels the world to teach air assault, active duty, reserve, and National Guard.
Wally, just trust your guy. You'll be all right.
We're rated with the Institution of Excellence, which is the highest rating you can get for any schoolhouse across the Army.
Bad idea, right? So it's above. All right, good.
And we're getting the same taste of medicine that active duty's getting,
get ready.
just on the National Guard side. We're not getting any lenient care. It's all the same, straight across the board.
Go!
Even when we go to active duty bases, they don't know we're National Guard till about halfway through, and when we tell them, they're amazed that we're actually all National Guard.
Come on. Stand turn bed, break out the top of AC.
It means a lot to the National Guard because we actually are a fighting force just like the active duty Army. So we can get the same opportunities the active duty soldiers have.
It seems like so many things nowadays are digital or online. The Air Assault course provides our soldiers the opportunity to get out there and actually do some physical work as well as mental.
You have to know so many numbers, it's intense. You have to know what everything in the military is, every weight for every vehicle there is, to include chain links.
Step forward, take a knee, stand off with your brake hand. Right hand, brake hand, Air Assault Sergeant.
They're going to just strictly be rappelling from the 34-foot tower.
All right, close this shit.
That's another huge challenge is height.
Line one on rappel!
But again, I think that's something that you make the mental commitment before you go up.
Put your feet on the edge, look yourself out. Same thing as we do on the ground. Ready?
That's what this course is all about, is just putting one foot in front of the other, making the commitment to see it through.
Rappel halfway down the wall after you break. Look back and make you understand.
Roger, Air Assault Sergeant.
No.
I got to get those wings. I got to do whatever I need to get those wings.
What we've learned here, I've retained, and they've been so in-depth into everything we've had to learn in such a little time that, I mean, we're all capable of being, experts in sling load operations, which is what air assault really is.
And seeing them go from a bunch of individuals to a team in sometimes a matter of hours is probably the sheer enjoyment for almost all of us out here.
The number of soldiers that we've had start this course and who are here right now prior to graduation, they've put out so much and demonstrated very strong spirit. They've done very well, and I contribute that to the Missouri National Guard.
There's absolutely nothing that's standing in my way between here and graduation.
You'll let a lot of things go by if you don't take the opportunity. You got to suck it up and keep it moving and go. Because if you don't do it, who knows when the next air assault course is going to happen. So that means you miss out on a lot of opportunity.
Next repeller, step forward, take
A Missouri National Guard task force trained to respond to a wide range of disasters during its annual training. Michael Williams has the report.
Nearly 200 Missouri National Guard soldiers and airmen joined forces to participate in a casualty patient decontamination exercise at Boone County Training Center in Columbia. The Missouri Chemical, Biological, Radiological, Nuclear, and High-Yield Explosive Task Force, also known as CBRN, are highly skilled specialists that are ready to defend the country against the threat of CBRN weapons and weapons of mass destruction.
Well, today we're training for our CERF-P mission. CERF-P stands for CBRN Improvised Response Force Package, and we come out and set up these tents like if there's an event such as a chemical spill or sometimes earthquakes or whatever they might need us for.
The task force is also responsible for extracting and rescuing casualties trapped in rubble, decontaminating them, and performing medical treatment to stabilize them for transport to a medical facility. During the process, certain procedures must take place for contaminated or injured personnel.
We have like the undress tent where they undress and get rid of like all their old clothes and some of their personal items. They have to throw them away because they're contaminated. Then they go through the decon tent where they're washed with like soapy water.
With a lot of new soldiers in the unit, Spence says the training is going well.
We have a lot of new soldiers in our unit, so they're like learning CERF-P, and for some of them just now learning how to conduct CERF-P, it's going really well.
As the National Guard continues to live up to their motto, always ready, always there, Major Dale Waite says that the task force helps bridge the gap between first responders and federal forces.
Militias can quickly respond to any state or local emergency quicker than federal forces. There is provisions for the federal forces to respond, but it takes them approximately 3 to 5 days. So therefore, we bridge the gap for the first responders and the federal forces arriving.
National Guard is kind of trained to assist in incidents like this. You're always going to have the first responders, firefighters, police, medics that are on the scene first. And based on the size of the incident, they could potentially need additional help, and that's what we're there to basically assist and back them up.
While being supervised, soldiers learn proper procedures on lifting and hauling heavy concrete.
Basically, when we get into an incident, like a rubble pile or something, a collapsed building, there's going to be some very heavy pieces, and they use different tools and mechanics to help move pieces out of the rubble pile.
The Missouri Task Force is one of 17 CBRN teams in the country that specialize in casualty and decontamination operations. Reporting from the Missouri National Guard Public Affairs Office, I'm Michael Williams.
Our feature story is coming up when we return on MOGuard TV.
It's in your blood, your instincts, your gut. It's in that voice in your head that says, I could be something better, something stronger. We've been waiting for you, and you're resolved to protect this great land you love. Are you up to it? It's up to you. Dear National Guard.
Each year, the Missouri National Guard hosts its Best Warrior competition, testing soldiers and non-commissioned officers in their military skills. Mark Owen reports.
Okay, this morning we're going to conduct a 12-mile road march. Start point is right out here at the corner.
Each year, brigades from the Missouri National Guard sends their best of the best to Camp Crowder, Missouri, in order to compete for the title of Best Warrior in the state.
Don't cross orange paint, and you will find your way.
Sergeant First Class Cody Fields is a non-commissioned officer in charge of this year's event.
Any other questions?
He explains some of the challenges these potential Best Warriors will undergo.
I'll see y'all at the corner at 7:30.
It's a whole week full of mental and physical tasks, whether it's a range qualification or Army Warrior task, testing later on, road marches, PT tests.
Pull it high on me. In the last 5 years, Sergeant First Class Fields has been a competing soldier, a sponsor, and a coordinator for this event.
Y'all about ready?
With that experience,
Senators!
Fields knows that for the 5 soldiers and the 7 NCOs competing, the road leading to the state competition is not an easy one.
We've added a lot of things. We're starting to mold the competition more towards the regional and national level. Kind of get the soldiers and NCOs ready for what their next level could be.
One of the challenges these guardsmen faced was a timed 12-mile ruck march. It requires each soldier to carry a 35-pound rucksack.
53, 54. They're coming.
Specialist Brad Komar, a medic from the HHC 1st of the 138th Infantry in Kansas City, was the first warrior to cross the finish line at 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 30 seconds.
12:30.
Comar felt he was well prepared for this challenge.
Yeah, I usually ruck probably about 3 times a week. Weight varies, probably 40 to 50 pounds, you know, just to prepare for it, because I didn't know, you know, the weight limit for this event.
Clear on the right, right's cleared, clear on the left.
Soldiers aim to qualify to be the best warrior on the basic rifle marksmanship course. They are evaluated on the shooting skills of the M16 rifle and the M9 pistol. Though he has shot a pistol before, Comar thanks his coaching staff for training him on the fundamentals of qualifying with the handheld weapon.
I did fairly well. I never qualified on the M9, and I shot expert, so that was it's pretty good experience. But again, that's just great coaching.
Yeah. The Guardsmen's next challenge is the obstacle course, which tests their speed and physical endurance.
3 minutes.
Racing the clock, low crawling through the sand, and climbing ropes. These soldiers push themselves beyond the limits to show they are the best warrior of Missouri.
537. What makes me the best warrior in Missouri? I'd say my determination to be the best warrior in Missouri. You know, I'm pretty competitive. I have the will to win, and I have the want to win.
Come on, son Wolf. You got it. There you go.
Staff Sergeant Jamie Wolf from Charlie Company 35th ID in St. Joseph has enjoyed her time and says win or lose, this is still an experience to take home and share with other soldiers.
751.
I like to lead soldiers. It's huge being here because you have that for the soldiers to look up to.
Do good, Ross. Almost there.
The 2 guardsmen who achieved the highest score were Sergeant Nathaniel Ross.
Clear, go, go. Get up there, Meyer.
And Specialist Chase Myers.
You're almost done.
They will move on to represent Missouri in the regional Best Warrior competition in Oklahoma. The soldiers who did not make the cut will return home with a lot to be proud of.
No matter what, whether you win or lose the competition, you've made it this far. You had to win your company, you had to win your battalion, you had to win your brigade. So just to make it to the state competition is you know, a pretty good achievement in itself.
Good job, brother. Good job.
Reporting for the Missouri National Guard Public Affairs Office, I'm Mark Owen.
It's grit. It's character. It's mettle. It's nobility. It's resolution, spirit, and substance. Are you up to it? It's up to you. The Air Guard.
Welcome back. I'm Missouri National Guard Sergeant Mark Owen with the 70th Mobile Public Affairs Detachment. Before the break, we told you the winners of the Missouri's Best Warrior competition. Sergeant Nathaniel Ross and Specialist Chase Myers represented the Show Me State in the Region 5 Best Warrior competition. These Missourians were among the 14 guardsmen who represented a 7-state region at Camp Gruber, Oklahoma. All of them had one goal: to become the best warrior in the region. The guardsmen faced an exhausting 3-day event that replicated real-life combat situations that tested each soldier's mental and physical capabilities. The categories included a written exam and essay, M4 rifle competition, day and night land navigation, warrior tasks training, rules of engagement, call for fire, and a mystery event. Our very own Missouri National Guardsman, Sergeant Nathaniel Ross, won the competition along with Arkansas National Guardsman Specialist Ryan Montgomery.
In running the regional level competition, Sergeant Ross competed against 7 total states. There are more than 21,000 non-commissioned officers that he competed against, whenever you look at it in the big picture.
They will both advance to the National Guard Bureau level competition for July in Little Rock, Arkansas. If Sergeant Ross wins this competition, he will go on to the Department of the Army level competition held in Virginia. Congratulations to all of our competitors, and good luck to Sergeant Nathaniel Ross.
Several Guard recruiters recently participated in a colorful community event. Corporal Ellis McDaniels from the 70th Mobile Public Affairs Detachment brings us the story.
I'm Corporal Ellis McDaniels with the 70th MPAD, and I'm here today in Jefferson City's first ever Paint the People 5K. I'm going to highlight a few of the soldiers that participated in the event.
Watch out, watch out.
Missouri National Guard recruiters ran in a community race in Jefferson City, Missouri. More than 500 participants from around Cole County gathered at Binder Lake Park to participate in the very first Paint the People 5K run. Students in the Key Club from Jefferson City High School organized the event. Chris Johnson, one of the key club sponsors, says the Guard's presence drew enough attention to make this event a success.
When you say a student's going to do something, we're going to do a 5K, it doesn't carry a lot of weight to it. But then you put National Guard behind it, that they're going to support us and they're going to come out and, get the banner and make it look professional. And out in the community, that makes a huge deal also, that we can put your name on it.
Missouri Guard recruiters enjoy engaging young people in their communities by supporting student events. Chris Johnson says he thinks the soldiers' participation can help make this race a tradition. Reporting for the Missouri National Guard, I'm Corporal Ellis McDaniels.
The staff of the Museum of Missouri Military History has moved thousands of artifacts as they prepare to open their new museum. The biggest was an eagle. Michael Williams has the report.
For 23 years, a F-15 Eagle fighter jet has been on static display outside the gates of Ike Skelton Training Site. Now, as you drive through the gates of the training site, what you see is an empty concrete slab with weeds and rusted bolts. That's because several military agencies, including Army, Air Guard, and state employees, teamed up to transport the 10-ton aircraft to the Museum of Missouri Military History for permanent residence.
To see that jet move on a trailer going down the street, it looked huge. It was massive, and what a well-coordinated move it was.
Using a crane, military personnel hoist the fighter jet onto a flatbed for transportation. With a wingspan of almost 40 feet wide and nearly 64 feet long, the team carefully maneuvered the F-15 around stop signs, a guard shack, and fences.
I think that everybody knew what the intent was in the beginning. So as soon as we met the first time 3 weeks ago, we already knew what the intent was to move that aircraft.
This was a wonderful opportunity to do a joint mission, which is becoming more and more what the military is becoming. We're working hand in hand with the Army, and this was just another example of what can happen.
The previous location at the entrance gate produced an unsafe environment for spectators. Chief 1 Officer Daniel Verslew says placing the aircraft at the museum will provide a more secure area for retirees and large groups who desire to view it.
When the aircraft is out at the gate, it's at a central area where there's traffic congestion and all that, and now they can come up here. It's all weather all the time, basically, and they're the ones that I think probably get the most out of that aircraft. The second people would be the retirees, and then those people that work with that type equipment. So it's, to me, it's the right place for it.
The fighter jet has deep historical ties to the Missouri Air Guard. In 1991, the Missouri Air Guard owned its first F-15 Eagle fighter jet after transitioning from the F-4 Phantom. 1 year later, after damage was noticed on the wing, the aircraft was predetermined to sit and rust away in an aircraft salvage yard. Senior Master Sergeant Bob Weber says military officials envisioned a new assignment for the aircraft to assist other flight pilots.
It was destined to go to Boneyard. It had a cracked wing spar, had a one-time flight on it, so they flew it to St. Louis. Everybody's going to FTD school, so they used it for a training bird for about a year, and when we got done training with it, it was taken apart and moved down here to Jeff City to be a static at the state headquarters.
The fighter jet will always be treasured by the Missouri National Guard. Just like other artifacts at the museum, it has been restored and is expected to remain there for many years to come. Reporting from the Missouri National Guard Public Affairs Office, I'm Michael Williams.
Chief of the National Guard, General Frank Grass, addressed the Senate National Guard caucus at what is a critical period in the Guard's future.
And I look in the eyes of the men and women of the National Guard and I ask them, is this the Guard you want us to have for the future? And without a doubt, everyone tells me, don't let us go back to a strategic reserve. We are ready now, more than we ever have been. Our personnel readiness of the Guard continues to climb. I would ask that as we move forward in these difficult fiscal times that we keep the Guard strong.
The event, attended by more than 20 senators as well as adjutants general from around the country, featured the co-chairs of the caucus, who pledge their support to the Guard now and in the future. Reporting from Capitol Hill, this is Sergeant First Class Robert Stevenson, National Guard Bureau Public Affairs.
It is now my honor to turn you over to our Adjutant General, Major General Steve Danner, who will share some final thoughts during tag time.
Thank you, Captain Stover. Training is a key component in achieving a culture of readiness and strengthening our organization. The individual soldiers and airmen are the basic building blocks of ready military units. To achieve a culture of readiness, the Missouri National Guard fosters an environment that encourages individual excellence and achievement. We give our soldiers and airmen opportunities to excel by offering training such as Air Assault School or competitions like Best Warrior. The opportunities enable them to hone their military skills and learn new ones. When these motivated Guardsmen return to their units for drill, they teach their peers and enhance the unit's combat capability and readiness. By empowering individuals, we are building the organization. That means providing the methods, capabilities, and environment that will enable Guardsmen to accomplish their mission. Whether we are talking about major projects, facility upgrades at our training sites, or simply providing equipment for weapons training, we are investing in our Guardsmen and our organization. By achieving a culture of readiness and empowering our Guardsmen, we have transformed the National Guard into a seasoned, battle-tested operational reserve with a proven track record of excellence from Joplin to Jalalabad. On behalf of Governor Jay Nixon and our 11,500 soldiers and airmen, thank you for your service and support.